Hi, my name is Damjan Savić. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a complete production-ready website using Claude Code directly inside VS Code. No Figma, no templates, no drag-and-drop builders. Just Claude Code, a VS Code terminal, and Pencil.dev. Here's the traditional way to build a website like this. You hire a designer. That's $1,500 to $3,000 just for the design. Maybe more if you want a proper design system. Then you hire a developer. Another $2,000 to $5,000 for a 4-page site. Timeline 2 to 4 weeks, if you're lucky. And that doesn't include revisions. Every round of feedback adds another 3 to 5 days. So you're looking at $3,500 to $8,000 and a month of back and forth for a website with 4 pages. Or you use a template. But then your site looks like everyone else's. There has to be a better way. Here's what we're using today. Claude Code, running inside VS Code's integrated terminal. This is the AI coding agent from Anthropic. You need a Claude Pro or Max subscription to use it. Pencil.dev, a VS Code extension for visual design. It works directly with Claude to create design systems and component layouts. For inspiration, we're using Pinterest and 21st.dev for component references. Our tech stack: next.js, React, TypeScript, and Tailwind. All of these are free and open source. The workflow: 5 phases. Phase 1, design system. Phase 2, component design. Phase 3, coding the website. Phase 4, PageSpeed optimization. Phase 5, SEO audit. Total time under 3 hours. Let's start. Phase 1, design system. Before we write any code, we need a visual language for our website. Colors, typography, spacing, borders, everything that makes the site feel cohesive. Here's how we do it. First, open VS Code and make sure you have the Pencil.dev extension installed. Now open Pinterest. On Pinterest, I'm searching for a website design system to find inspiration, and look at what comes up. Notice how professional design systems define colors, type scales, spacing, and component styles all in one place. Pick 2 or 3 that match the vibe you're going for. For example, this one looks pretty good. Open image in new tab and save image. Now here's where it gets interesting. The first thing we're going to do is create a new folder inside of our project directory called Design System Reference. And then we're going to add our images, which we found on Pinterest, inside this folder. Now we're going to create a new file called designsystem.pen, and we've already opened it up right here. Now, once you've opened up your Pencil.dev file in VS Code, you can now start using Claude Code inside the terminal. For this, we're going to open up a new terminal window and type in Claude. There we go. Now you're basically going to tell Claude what you want. Something like, look at this design system for inspiration. We're going to use this one, copy the path, and add it right there. The image is basically an attachment which Claude is going to reference. Now the next step is going to be to create a complete design system with a color palette, typography, scale, spacing system, and border radius tokens. Modern, clean, professional. Use the pencil extension to build it. Claude reads the pencil file, understands the design tools, and builds out the entire design system. Colors, type scale, spacing tokens. Everything defined and organized. Claude is now building the entire design system step by step, section by section. And as we can see, there's already a header, design system, color palette, typography, spacing, and border radius. The colors are lemon, pink, lilac, navy. The background, surface, elevated, and border colors are also defined. Then we also have some signal colors like success, warning, error, primary, secondary, and muted colors. Claude navigates and verifies the entire design system using screenshots. Claude just completed our entire design system. Look at what we have here. A complete design system, primary colors, secondary colors, and neutrals. Heading styles for H1 to H6. Body text, captions, labels, and spacing from 4 pixels to 128 pixels. Done! That took about 15 minutes. A designer would charge $500 to $1,000 just for this step. Phase 2. Component design. Now we need the actual components that will make up our pages. Hero sections, feature grids, testimonial cards, navigation, footer. For inspiration, we go to 21st.dev. The site has hundreds of community-built components, heroes, CTAs, pricing sections, you name it. You're going to find the components under categories, and we're going to take a look at the hero sections. Look at these hero components. I really like this one. Big headline, subtitle, 2 call to action buttons, and a visual down here. Once we found the right hero section, we're going to copy the prompt and go back to Claude Code. Back in VS Code, we're going to continue with our current Claude Code session. We're going to type design these components in Pencil based on our design system. A hero section with headline, subtitle, and 2 CTAs. A features grid with icons. A testimonial section. A blog card layout. A contact form. A navigation bar, and footer. So here's the prompt for the hero section. Claude takes the design system we just created and builds every component with consistent colors, typography, and spacing. Claude started to plan the entire coding process, and I just told him to just create the components inside the Pencil file. We don't need no coding yet. So here we go. Claude just generated the navbar, hero section, features grid, testimonials, blog cards, contact form, and footer canvas. Claude is currently building the entire homepage section by section in our design system, referencing our original colors in the buttons and icons. After a few final screenshots, Claude just told us that all 7 sections look great. And here's our summary. All 7 components are designed and verified in designsystem.pen. Component and description are right here in this table. All components use the design system tokens consistently. Dark background, intertypography, the lemon pink lilac navy accent palette, and the defined spacing and radius scales. The next step is going to be to tell Claude to merge all the sections. Merge all the sections into a single homepage. So right now, Claude is creating a canvas for the entire homepage and referencing all the sections he previously created in order to create the entire homepage. And as you can see, here we go. Now let's take a final look at our homepage design before we start coding. Navigation bar, done. Hero section, done. Features grid, done. Testimonials, done. Blog cards, done. Contact form, done. Footer, done as well. The total time for this phase, about 20 minutes. Once we finish the design of our homepage, we're going to use it as a reference for all the other pages we need for our website. Now we're going to tell Claude to create the features, solution, pricing, and about page. Create the features page based on the homepage design. So now Claude is creating the features page on the features page canvas. He's going to reference our design system as well as our homepage. So let's take a look at what Claude is going to come up with for the features page. Now look at this. Claude even adds placeholder images so that we can get a better understanding of what the component's going to look like once we add images to it, which is absolutely awesome. So there's like these scanning animations where you can actually see which component Claude is currently taking a screenshot of. And you can actually understand what he's doing by reading the text and also taking a look at the file which he's currently editing. Now that we've created the homepage and features page, we're going to add the solution, pricing, and about pages. Now we're going to tell Claude the following. Create the solution, pricing, and about pages based on the homepage and features page. What I really like about this system is the fact that we have multiple layers of feedback. So on one hand, we have the text logs, which we can read from the terminal in order to understand what Claude is currently working on. But then again, we also have the visual feedback inside the Pencil.dev file, which is quite remarkable because we can actually see and understand what Claude is currently doing. So there's not only the text layer for us to understand, but also the visual layer, which for these kinds of projects definitely comes in handy as we can immediately see our design. We just set our context window limit and Claude just compacted the entire conversation up until this point, so that we can keep on going without starting all over again. Once the pages are complete, there is another remarkable animation which basically gives us feedback in order to see which components Claude is currently viewing using screenshots. So there's this kind of screening animation, and you can see that Claude is currently taking screenshots of all 3 new pages he created in order to check the entire design and if everything went according to plan. And as we can see, Claude just told us that all 3 pages look good. And here we go. The entire design system for our website has been created, as well as every single subpage design. Now I'm just going to delete the homepage sections because we already have the entire homepage right here. And I'm going to move all 4 pages closer to the design system. Oh, somewhere around here. Should be fine. When you're working with Pencil, and let's say you're editing your file, moving these 4 pages, for example, you can see this little dot right here. So hit Ctrl S in order to save your work manually. Because if you don't do that and your work is not saved, you basically end up with a blank Pencil file the next time you load up your project, which is absolutely fatal. Now our Pencil file is finished. We've created the design system, the homepage, features page, solution page, pricing page, and about page of our website. The next step is going to be to translate every single design we have into code. Phase 3, coding the website. This is where it all comes together. We have our design system, we have our component designs. Now Claude Code builds the actual website. Now we're going to tell Claude to create a new next.js 16.1 project with TypeScript 5.9.3 and Tailwind 4. Set up the folder structure for a website with 5 pages. Homepage, features, solution, pricing, and about. And we're done. Claude just set up everything. Next.js app router, TypeScript configuration, Tailwind with our design tokens, and folder structure with all 5 pages. Down here, we got the following summary. Done. Here's what was set up. The stack, the project structure, and all design system tokens, colors, spacing, radius from the Pencil file are ported into globals.css as Tailwind 4 theme variables. So you can use classes like bglilac, text secondary, rounded to XL, etc. Build compiles cleanly with all 5 static routes. Now the real magic. Tell Claude, based on the design system and components we created in Pencil, build out all 5 pages. Use placeholder images from Unsplash. Make everything fully responsive. Follow the component designs exactly. And there we go. I just fixed the prompt because we had a small spelling error. Componentes sounds a bit Spanish to me. Claude just took screenshots of every single subpage in our Pencil file and is starting to create the entire website. Claude just split up the entire workload into smaller tasks and delegated them to agents. There is one agent building the homepage, one is building the features page, one is building the solution page, one is building the pricing page, and one is building the about page. Claude is currently fixing the responsive design, and after that, we should be able to launch a development server and take a first glance at our new website. There we go, all background agents completed successfully. Solution, pricing, and about pages are built, and the dev server ran without issues. Everything is live and ready for review at localhost 3000. Claude just fired up our project's development server. Using a browser, we can now take a look at the current state of our website under localhost 3000. As you can see, the hero section and some other sections ran into some problems with the styling. In the next step, we're going to give Claude access to a very powerful tool called Playwright. It allows Claude to automate a browser and take screenshots of the current state of certain components or sections on our website in order to be able to understand the issue we're facing and to provide a solution. Back in VS Code, we're going to tell Claude to fix the current styling issues on the website. Start with the homepage. Use Playwright in order to take screenshots of the entire website and fix the issues. Yep. Claude just installed Playwright, and now he's going to be able to fix all the issues we ran into regarding the styling of our website. So the development server is ready, and Claude is now writing a Playwright script to screenshot all pages. 15 minutes later, we can see that Claude has taken 7 screenshots across the website, and now he's implementing all the fixes for our styling. Here we go. Claude just told us, found it. The max width for XL is resolving to 96 instead of the expected 896 pixels. And max width 2XL is resolving to 48 pixels. This is a tailwind for issue. The max width number, utilities use the spacing scale by default, not the old breakpoint-based sizes. In Tailwind 4, max width for XL equals max width variable spacing times 4XL, which resolves to a tiny value because it's using the spacing scale, not the legacy named sizes. I need to use explicit pixel rem values for the correct Tailwind 4 syntax. Now let me also check for max width asterisks in the other pages, solution, pricing, and in remaining files. Good, all files now use explicit pixels values. Let me retake the screenshots. And Claude once again is compacting the conversation so that we can keep on going, because everything we did up until now was done within a single session. And we just get the following information: the development server background tasks completed, likely because the server was already running or got stopped. The styling fixes are all done, nothing further needed here. Now look at this. Claude updated our codebase and fixed all the styling issues. As you can see, our hero section as well as every other section look absolutely fantastic. That's the homepage, the features page, the solution page, the pricing page, and the about page. Everything's working. Our website looks good, but the UX, user experience, is not as expected. It's quite boring actually, because there is no animations, there is nothing happening, and now we definitely need to fix that. We're going to tell Claude to implement some improvements regarding the UI UX of the website. Animations, hover animations, idle animations, and some other things you think would be suitable. Yeah, let's do that. Claude just verified that our build passes cleanly. Now we're able to open up our website, refresh it, and check out our new animations. As you can see, they look pretty good, especially when switching to the different subpages. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I like it. So the next step would be to make our website accessible by third-party systems such as PageSpeed Insights or Lighthouse. For this, I would recommend to deploy it or publish it. And how we're going to do this is going to be explained in the next steps. In order for us to deploy or publish our website project, we're going to need a GitHub account with a repository where we're going to store all our project files. And then we need a Vercel account, which we're going to use in order to pull our project files from GitHub and to deploy our website to Vercel, which is basically going to provide us with a link which we can use in order to share our project with either other people or third-party systems such as PageSpeed Insights. Now, of course, we want to let Claude do all the work for us. We're going to go to GitHub, Settings, Developer Settings, and we're going to create a personal access token, Tokens Classic. We're going to use this token in order to let Claude create our repository and push all the project files from our local system to GitHub. On Vercel, it's a bit different. You have to click on your profile, go to Settings, and click on Tokens, and then generate a token which you're going to give to Claude. Now we're going to tell Claude the following. Create a GitHub repository for this project. Here's my GitHub token, which I'm going to revoke right after we're finished. And I'm actually going to do this, so no worries. And yeah, deploy the project via Vercel. Use the link to the website in order to check the page speed performance via PageSpeed Insights or Lighthouse. I mean, Claude is free to choose whichever system he prefers, and here we go. So Claude is setting up everything step by step, and we're waiting for the results. Claude just created the gitignore file, created a repository on our GitHub account, and is now pushing all the project files from our local system to GitHub. Now, Claude is also using our Vercel token in order to deploy our website, and he's also able to check the logs in order to see if something goes wrong and what needs to be fixed, if there's anything that needs fixing. As PageSpeed Insights didn't work out as expected, Claude switched over to Lighthouse, which is going to provide us with a similar solution to what we need right now. And now we want to check the PageSpeed performance once it's deployed in order to check if there's anything left that we need to optimize or improve in our website project files. Claude just told us that we have great results, and now he's fixing two accessibility issues flagged, contrast ratio and heading order, to push that score even higher. Now Claude is implementing the final fixes, and then we're ready to commit, push, and redeploy. And here we go, our results. Here's the full summary. GitHub and the link to our repository, then our live site, and our Lighthouse scores. Category, mobile and desktop, performance 95, 99, accessibility 100, 100, best practices 100, 100, SEO 100, 100. So the next step would be to improve our SEO in order to get a better Google ranking regarding certain keywords. And how we're going to do this is actually pretty simple. So let's have a look. We've reached the final step of our project. Conduct a comprehensive SEO audit of the website and analyze the top 5 competitors in the same niche. Now we're going to let Claude do the research for us and improve our website. As we can see, Claude has once again split up the tasks and delegated them to multiple agents. One of them is researching the top 5 SaaS competitors and also using web search for SaaS SEO. If we'd like to get a better understanding of what's going on, we can press Ctrl-O and see what the agents are currently working on. And as we can see, there's a lot of stuff going on. Our SEO audit is done, and here you can see what was implemented. Page-specific metadata, sitemap XML, robots.txt, structured data, fixed 15 broken links, canonical URLs, Twitter cards and Open Graph, and robots meta tags. So here you can see the SEO audit results for on-page SEO with a score of 8 out of 10 after fixes. Then technical SEO with a score of 9 out of 10 after fixes. Now we have remaining opportunities. So this is a plan for steps which we could take further down the road in order to optimize our SEO and page speed in general, in order to improve our SEO and optimize our Google ranking. Here's also a list of our top 5 competitors which were analyzed, such as Linear, Vercel, Notion, PlanetScale, and Supabase. So here's what's really interesting: keyword gaps and opportunities. Keywords competitors rank for that TailArc could target. And of course, there's so many more things we can improve on this side just by prompting. And unfortunately, our push to GitHub didn't work out as expected. So I'm going to provide Claude with a new token. And pushed successfully. So now let me redeploy to Vercel production. The Vercel token also expired, and now we're going to need to manually deploy our project, which we're not going to do because I'm going to provide Claude with a new Vercel token. So I just provided Claude with another Vercel token, and now we're going to deploy our website once again. And we're done. Our website's been deployed successfully to production via this link. And also, all SEO improvements are now live. And we're done. Now, here's the thing. Once you understand this 5-phase framework, you can build any website with it. Phase 1, design system, Pinterest, and Pencil. Phase 2, component design, 21st.dev plus Pencil. Phase 3, code. Claude Code builds everything. Phase 4, deploy and PageSpeed. GitHub, Vercel, Lighthouse. Phase 5, SEO audit, full optimization. 5 phases, 1 AI agent, under 3 hours. I've prepared all my prompts for you. Every single one is in the description, copy-paste ready. The key insight from today's video is that building a professional website is no longer a matter of budget or team size. It's a matter of knowing the right workflow. My name is Damjan Savić. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, subscribe for more AI and development tutorials. See you in the next video.